Tom George then with Braventara, and on the way down is Cesare Rossoli, the 4 for New Mulholland and Old Feely, who was much better last time than he was on his comeback run, that's for sure. Right, boys, what do we think about this one? I'll start with you, Chris.
Yeah, I thought the market leader, Cesare Rossoli, was an interesting runner, really. Shaped quite nicely last time out at Newcastle. That form working out well enough as well. The winner has won since. The 4th horse came out and won on its next start. Just got a little bit too far back, I think, that day. The unknown is going up in trip, but decent ground at Wincanton. Not going to offer as much of a test at this trip as some venues would. So from that point of view, you hope that he's okay for it. The second favourite, San Satiro, has got a good record at this track, having won twice here previously. Both of those victories obviously over hurdles, but does seem to run the track well. Been out of form recently, but back to fences just the second time over the larger obstacles. Dual winning point to pointer. Might well be that that horse can bounce back to some sort of form. And Braventara is bred to be a better chaser than hurdler, and we know he's already a strong stayer. This track could just place a little bit too much emphasis on speed, even at this track, but even at this trip, sorry. But I think that the market leader is the way to go, having shaped nicely last time.
And Sam?
Yeah, I don't disagree with Chris, really. I think Cesare Rossoli sets a decent standard here. The trip would be a slight concern, I suppose. But I think San Satiro, if you could frame a race for it, you know, a 0 to 120, they've managed to sneak him in off 122 and get in because the race hasn't filled. 2 from 2 at the track, likes decent ground. I think he probably needed his first run back at Kempton over hurdles. Last time out was just a bit of a block-out run.
And he returns to the larger obstacles today. Right, we can get the final word with Lydia on course.
Views from the jockeys about the ground on the first race. They all came back and were unanimously saying it's tacky and dead, although one or two of them, Will Kennedy notably, did say it's not that bad compared to what they might have been expecting, given there'd been a frost and frost covers down. So tacky, dead ground, officially good to soft in places. There was a lot to pace on, as we were mentioning, in the first race. It was a strongly run event, and I'm not so sure that this will be. I suppose there's even a possibility that Pink Gin, who has made the running before, might be able to control things out in front. He is a maiden after 9 starts. I would share Sam's concerns about the new trip for Cesare Rossoli, just because he was a bit keen last time, and that was over 2.5 miles at Newcastle. Now stepping up to 3 mile 1 in this kind of ground, that slightly concerns me. Certainly at 5 to 2 it concerns me. San Satiro will be patiently ridden. The horse has unseated his rider on his chase debut. That was at Ludlow. These fences, well, they used to be always very much stiffer, maybe not so much these days. And he probably did need the rem last time, but he has been well beaten the last twice we've seen him, and prior to that he unseated. Braventara is a really good-looking mare. As we mentioned, the dam was Laventure, who won the 2005 Welsh National for Paul Nicholls, and then when she was trained by Nick Williams later on, she won the Borders National. I think that was about 4 years later. So she was a fine stayer, and Braventara looks like she's very much built in her mould, you know, a really big chasing type who will stay thoroughly in time. There's been fairly consistent interest in Max 40, which I can't quite fathom. He's really good over hurdles, and if this was a hurdle race, he would have a very good chance, but he's run 3 times over fences, jumping right when tailed off over this course and distance and pulled up on the only other occasions. So he's really got to change his chasing fortunes around to get involved, but plenty of people seem to think that he might be able to do so. Right, we're coming up to post time for this 3 mile 1 furlong handicap chase. Let's join in.
They walk up. 21 to jump this time. They're off. They get away, starting near the entrance to the home straight. 3 fences, or plain fences down the straight to begin with, and then 2 circuits after that. San Satiro towards the right, on the left Pink Gin, and the red cap of Max 40 between those of the leading trio at number 1. Lizzie Langton with blue sleeves landed a bit steeply in 4th position, and then comes Checon Blanc in green sleeves towards the running rail, just about in 5th as they come to fence number 2. Braventara, red and yellow jacket, white cap towards the right, is in company with the best turned out winner Lex Talionis, the red jacket, as they come over number 3. And the favourite, Cesar Rosalie, black jacket, red and white sleeves, was the back marker of the 8, who now have 2 circuits to go in this Choose Your Horse with Bet Victor's Bet Finder Novices Limited Handicap Chase. They run to number 4, which is the water jump this time, and 13 the second time they take it. And Pink Gin now, mainly yellow colours, has moved through to lead. With Mark Grant moves on towards this water jump. Max Fordy, James Davis and Bravantara. Kieran Gethings are in second and third place. In fact, Bravantara is in second ahead of Max Forty in third. Checon Blanc, green sleeve jacket there for Josh Moore against the running well, is in fourth place as they enter the back straight for the first time. And then comes San Satiro. It's a yellow and green jacket for Bryony Frost as they move on towards another plain one, number 5. Next, Talienis and Jodie McGrath was next. Then Lizzie Langton dropping towards the back of the field with James Bowen. The nose-banded favourite, Cesar Rosalie, is with Noel Feely right at the rear as they come to 6, which is the first of the open ditches. And Bravantara goes. Bravantara has unseated Kieran Gethings with a long leap at that open ditch, and the others run down now to another plain fence on the far side where Pink Gin was just in front over Max Fordy in second place. Kieran Gethings is safely on his feet after his tumble from Bravantara. Another open ditch coming up, number 8, the last in the back straight. Pink Gin in yellow, Max Forty in black and red with the leading pair at it. The blinkered head of Checon Blanc is next, and then comes San Satiro in yellow and green. Lex Talionis behind this, Lizzie Langton blue sleeves, Cesar Rosalie black jacket, red and white sleeves are the last couple of the 7 that remain as they come down to the plain fence on the far side of the course. Number 9 it is, and Pink Gin leads onto it by only about a neck or so to Max Forty in second place and all over safely. So now they've almost completed a circuit. They move into the straight again to 10, 11 and 12. Mark Grant on Pink Gym, the yellow and blue showing up to Max Fordy. Red cap for James Davis in second place. San Satiro getting level by the looks of things with Checon Blanc, who's more towards the running well. They're in third and fourth places. Lex Talionis just in behind those as they take the first in the straight. Lex Talionis a bit close to it. Checon Blanc continues to be in third place. The back markers are Cesar Rosalie, just ahead now of Lizzie Langton as they come to the middle one in the straight. Had it now on the left, Pink Gin, just in front to Max Forte as they run up now towards number 12. Then Checon Blanc against the running rail, and furthest from the rail is San Satiro. And then Lizzie Langton, blue and white, coming up now into 5th position, regains 1 place. Lex Talionis is next, and then Cesar Rosalie continues to travel powerfully at the rear of the field, and 7th and last place with the circuit to go. Is only about 8 lengths off the leader, which continues to be Pink Gin as they race in on towards number 13. As the loose Bravantara makes her way on towards the exit to the track, galloping on a few hundred yards behind the others. So on to 13 then, Pink Gin leading. Max Forty still in second place. Checon Blanc will just about be in third, narrowly over San Satiro. Moved out markedly to the left there and has to be chased away, leaving the fence. Has dropped to be last but 1. Lex Talionis is now into 4th. Into 5th goes Lizzie Langton, then San Satiro, and then Cesar Rosalie. Plain fence, the first of them over the far side. Pink Gin still the leader. San Satiro again, last but 1. Wasn't very clever at that one. Another open ditch coming up. This is fence number 15 of the 21. And Pink Gin to Max Forday, Checon Blanc, Lizzie Langton. And behind those, as they jump it, Lex Talionis. And then Cesar Rosalie moved out a little bit to his left, our right. He's with San Satiro at the rear of the field. They head now towards the next plain fence over the far side. Pink Gin and Max Forte still together in front. Now Lizzie Langton on the way through the field with Checon Blanc into 3rd and 4th. They're coming towards the 17th, so it's the last of the open ditches. Max Forte just in front. San Satiro, Lex Talionis, the last couple of runners. Cesar Rosalie is between them towards the rear of the field. They have 4 to jump from here. On to home they go. It's still Pink Gin who shows in front. Max Forte is in second, a length behind. There'll be a length further back to Checon Blanc. There's about 4 lengths then behind those to Cesar or Rosalie. Is now beginning to close up into 4th position as they come to 4 from the finish. Jumped it well. San Sotiro was next, and then Lizzie Lambton and Lex Talionis is the back marker. Pink Gin, though, is on the way into the home straight, leading by 2 or 3 lengths and trying to get away to Checon Blanc in second. Cesar or Rosalie nosebanded, one from the left, begins to make progress. On the right, San Sotiro's getting back into it. Max Ford is between those. Pink Gin was just the leader at the third last by 2 lengths to Checon Blanc, and now San Sotiro being galvanised through to third place. Cesar or Rosalie's 2 lengths behind in fourth. This is the second last. Still, Pink Gin over it in front, led by about 2 again. Checon Blanc in second, San Sotiro in third, Cesar Rosalie in fourth, and now Pink Gin. Mark Grant at the last, big leaps, jumped well the whole way round, settled it there, landed by 3 to 4 lengths as they race up towards the line. It's Pink Gin, makes a vast majority of the running to win. Checon Blanc narrowly holds second from San Sotiro, and Cesar Rosalie was fourth.
So Pink Gin does make all, the 11-year-old, in the hands of Mark Grant for Nigel Twiston-Davies. Returned at 10-1 and gets off the mark for the first time in 10 starts over fences. He had run well at this track back in December 2017, and he ran credibly enough at Exeter a couple of starts ago. Not so good at Lingfield last time, but here he's able to control the race. And the winner in the second, we're always towards the 4. Right-hand side, white cap, that's Bravantara. And she did something akin to that at the third. She rather guessed at it there, and she's done the same. A little bit hesitant as well, and unfortunately she's unseated Kieran Gethings, and that happened on the first circuit. Pink Gin, as I mentioned, has pretty much made all, well, has made all, and has been accompanied by Chec et Blanc for most of the way around. A couple of really good jumps in the straight, particularly this one from Pink Gin, and that seals things. San Sotiro hasn't jumped very well, and that's the horse that will eventually stay his way into third in the yellow and green colours on the right hand side. He jumped left at a number of his obstacles. Maybe he might want to go a different way around, but in truth he was scrappy at quite a few of the others. Cesar et Rosalie was patiently ridden. That's the horse in the sheepskin noseband in fourth, and maybe that was concerns from the Neil Mulholland team about whether he would get home, and having worked his way onto the coattails of the leaders, he then hasn't made much impact, so it's not obvious that he has enjoyed this step up to 3 miles and 1 furlong. But Pink Gin has relished being able to boss this field. Age of 11, jumping really rather well. Certainly one of the better rounds of jumping, not hassled at his fences, and able to win for the first time at the age of 11. Well done to Mark Grant and Nigel Twiston-Davies.
Indeed, well done to Nigel Twiston-Davies and Mark Grant getting this 11-year-old home at 10-1. Pink Gin beating Checon Blanc at 9-1. San Sotiro threatened, but not quite good enough to get there today. 9-2. The favourite was fourth in the end. All 8 ran over 3 miles and a furlong.